What's up, nerds? I'm Wes with Neverboard Gaming, hanging out with my new best friend, Tim Eisner. Tim, how are you doing today?
Oh, doing great. Gen Con's been amazing.
It absolutely has. And what are we looking at?
We are looking at Tidal Blades. So this is the newest game coming out from Druid City Games. It's designed by myself and my brother Ben Eisner, and the artwork and world building has been done by Mr. Cuddington, who have created the whole world. We've been collaborating with them to build this fantastic fantasy aquatic universe.
Fantastic. And so, one, it's a beautiful game. It's one that you walk by and you have to come and stop and see like what's going on here. And let's be honest, artwork sells in this industry, and
Definitely.
This stuff is amazing. So what are you doing in this game? What are you trying to accomplish?
So in this game, each player is a young hero, and you are training to become a Tidal Blade, which are the elite guard of the island city. And there's a big tournament being held to see who's eligible to become a Tidal Blade. So you're going to be competing in different challenges, sending your character out to different arenas throughout the board, and competing to build up your skills and show your merit.
Okay, so what kind of mechanics are we using to go about that?
Definitely. So it's a worker placement game. Each player has a number of actions each time they can do with their character. You'll send your character to an island space, gain the reward from there. Each island also has a specific bonus that you'll get. And then to complete the challenges, if I'm visiting the desert, there's the Droska ring. So if I have a challenge that is in the Droska ring, I can attempt that by rolling dice. So I'm going to roll dice to try and match the trait symbols on the challenge. If I succeed, I'll get to improve my traits based on what that challenge is. I'm also training in certain fighting styles that will help me battle the sea monsters that are coming out later in the game.
Okay.
So in the game, we've got the worker placement, dice rolling, we've also got the character that you're building, and there's a dice tech tree that you're upgrading the dice as you go to specialize, to become more proficient in the different traits that you're trying to develop.
Okay, very cool. So we've got a lot going on here. What do you think is like the entry point for this game? Do you think it's like super brain burner, or how does it like flow together?
So I think it's a solid medium game. You know, this is definitely a step up from like Catan or Grim Forest. There's a lot you got to sort of track, but once you get into it, it's got a nice flow. You're just trying to combine your actions that you're taking with maximize those actions. But you have some direction from your challenges and from what your character's sort of working on that gives you some guidance. So it's not going to be like, oh, I got to agonize forever. There's pretty clear decisions you're making each time. So I think it moves relatively quickly and isn't just like one of those brain exploding puzzles.
Very cool, very cool. And I know this is still very much in prototype form. It's going to be kickstarting later. What has been your favorite part of this game so far?
So my favorite part was actually just recently the Cuddingtons gave us all the art. We were in a big rush to get it ready for Gen Con, and so they sent over the images of the characters and the board, and it just sort of just came to life in this way where it was like, okay, the game's working, the mechanics are really fun, but then once it like synced up with a theme and it all came to life, it just is so immersive and really just like is a joy to be working with such talented artists to make it.
Very nice. And now I see the board area, it's very aesthetically pleasing, how everything like doesn't fit together like a puzzle, but you can tell it all kind of goes together. What was the reasoning behind not having just a board, but having modular tiles out there?
Definitely. So each island, so these recommend these different islands and island spaces that players can go. They each have their own flavor and own bonus effect that you get, so that helps distinguish them a little bit. And then also in the future, if we want to introduce new islands or different places, they can sort of fit in a modular way. You don't just have a separate board on the side. And also just really aesthetically pleasing.
It does. It looks amazing. So to be honest with you guys, we actually got a chance to play this with Tim yesterday, and not to be like too spoilery for our review that's going to come down the road, but this might be the best thing we've seen at Gen Con this year. And we've seen a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of amazing games out there, but I don't think anything got us quite as excited as just seeing this and getting to play it, especially with Tim. So when it hits Kickstarter, I definitely recommend you guys check it out. And when are we going to see that?
That should be September 25th.
All right, so September 25th with Druid City on Kickstarter. We're going to have a link to that campaign down below once it's live, probably even farther down the road when it's available for purchase. We'll replace that link, all that kind of fun stuff. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored. Now we finger gun.